It's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parshat Vaychanan, Divine Goodness. If we look at our Parsha, the notion of goodness, of Tov, Tovah, comes up a lot. But before we're discussing that, we should look at the Gemara in Baba Kama, Daf Nun Daled and Beis. At the bottom, Shal Reb Chanina ben Agil es Rabbi Chia bar Abba. One rabbi asked another, famous rabbi Reb Chia bar Abba, why is it that in the first tablets, when God gave the Ten Commandments to the Jewish people, he did not say Tov, and in the second commandments it says Tov? So the rabbi, who's very modest and perhaps he was not familiar with midrashic type answers, he said, don't ask me why it says Tov, good. Ask me if it says Tov. I have no idea. So he says, go to this other rabbi. He's Tanchum ben Chaniloi. He knows Rabbi Shub Levi. He knows that Agadah. So he told him that the first commandments were broken. So therefore he didn't want to put the word Tov in there. So he said, well, what does that got to do with it? He says, if the word Tov would have been broken, then the Chas v'Chalila, God forbid, it would seem as if the Pascha Tova Misra, that the Jewish people would never have goodness again. So therefore he didn't put it in the first tablets, only in the second. But let's get back to our Parsha. So yes, in our Parsha we have the second commandments, the second version of the Ten Commandments. And indeed it says, L'man yitavlach, that you should honor your parents, not just because it's a good idea, but also l'man yitalach, so that things will be good for you. Not just for length of days, but also things will be good for you. This notion of goodness comes up all over Parshat Vaychanan. Hara tov hazev alvanon. Moshe says, I don't want to stay here outside of Israel. I want to go to Israel. He wants to go to Hara tov hazev alvanon, this beautiful mountain, this good mountain, the goodly mountain. Center of Israel is all one big mountain. So therefore, the mountain range, going up from Shomron all the way down to Yehuda, all the way down to Beersheba. So this goodly mountain, I want to see the goodly mountain. I want to see the land of Israel. The rabbis say that that's Yerushalayim, that Yerushalayim is the ultimate goodness. Also, later on it says, you should do all the mitzvot. Why? L'man yita, l'tov lanu. It'll be good for us. So the word tov appears several times. So let's take a look. What's this business of tov? So we mentioned that the first use of tov, at the beginning where Moshe asked to go to the good land, it's interpreted to mean Yerushalayim. Why? So Ramor says, what do you mean? Because that's where you get kapara. In Jerusalem you get atonement, so it's good. The Ralbag says, what do you mean? Why is Jerusalem good? Zeh Sha'ar Shamayim. Jacob told us that Beitel, the house of God, Jerusalem, it's the gates to heaven, the stairway to heaven. So of course it's a good place. Machon l'shivtecha. We say in the song of the splitting of the sea, the Az Yashir, we say that this is the place, the dwelling of your presence. So of course it's good. He wants to go to that good mountain. The Midrash Lechach Tov says he wants to go to the good mountain, as opposed to the other mountain. He doesn't want to be in the other side of the Jordan. He wants to be on this side. Ibn Ezra said something very interesting. Ibn Ezra says that he keeps telling them how good it is because he wants to make the land beloved to them. And if they realize how beloved the land is, and that they have to do the mitzvot in order to get this land, so they'll do the mitzvot because it's good. It's good to be Jewish. If you're good, you get a good land, and you'll be blessed. So there's emphasis on how good the land is. In fact, says Reb David Tzvi Hoffman, it's not just emphasized in this parsha, but actually throughout Sefer Dvarim, the whole book, as Moshe is trying to encourage the Jews, look, we're about to go to Israel, keep the mitzvot, it's good for you, the land is good, everything's good. It comes up a million times. Chapter 4, verse 40, chapter 5, verse 25 through 26, chapter 13, verse 18, chapter 6, verse 3, 18, chapter 12, verse 25, 28, chapter 28, verse 11, 12. So it's over and over again in this book. It just keeps saying, do it, do the mitzvot. It's good for you. Be good. Do the right thing. It'll be good for you. You do the right thing. The good thing, God will do good for you. over and over again. The Ramban says that we need to, if we don't understand the idea of goodness, we need to look at a pasuk, at a verse in Tehillim, in the Psalms. It says in Psalm 85, verse 13, Pei Yud Gimel, Gam Hashem Yitein HaTov, God will also give the good, Ve'artzenu Titein Yivula, and the land will give its produce. So what is he saying? The Malbim says, God gives from above, and down here on the earth, you can get the goodness through the land of Israel. As Rashi might have it, there's an Otzar HaTov, there's a good storage house from up in heaven, and he gives it to us through the channel, the conduit of the land of Israel. In fact, when we think about where does goodness come from, when we want to thank God for goodness, there are really two types of goodness. One is a general goodness that's all around, that, if anything good happens, Tov HaMeitiv, God does so many good things. We have children, we get married, lots of things that are good. We have wonderful food, we have wonderful families, we have Torah. There's a lot of good things that come to us. But there's another good that comes specifically through the land of Israel. And that explains another verse that talks about goodness in next week's Parsha, Parshat Ekev. It says, V'achalta v'savata, you'll eat and you'll be satiated. V'rachta Hashem Elokecha, and you'll bless God, ala aretz hatovah asher natalach. Not only for the tovah, for the general goodness, I had something to eat, I'm thankful, but also for the aretz, for the land which was the conduit for good things. A Jew has two conduits of goodness. One, through the general conduit of God's grace and his general storage house of goodness, which he bestows upon us constantly. Even the most impoverished person, there's some tov, there's some ratzon, there's some kindness and grace that God gives every single person. But there's a second channel and conduit for goodness, and that's through the land of Israel. That's what Moshe is saying. He says, look, I'm taking you to the land, and the land is going to be a conduit for goodness. Just do the right thing, do the good thing, be good, and you do the good thing that's right in the eyes of God, and God will bestow you with all the blessings, not just from above, but from below, specifically through the land of Israel. Every time I bench, I should say to myself, I want to thank God for the goodness of the land of Israel. Maybe I don't live in Israel. Maybe this bread doesn't come from Israel. But there is a channel I could access. The land of Israel is there for the Jewish people. You can get it, you can touch it, you can grasp it, you can go get it. There's a goodness that comes from the land of Israel. And then there's another goodness that may have come from my particular lunch and my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, my challah, came from America, wherever it came from. And there's another goodness. So a Jew has to be sort of doubly thankful to God for the goodness, general goodness that God gives to all, and the specific goodness that comes through the channel of the land of Israel. Land of Israel is good for us, l'tov lanu. To doing the mitzvot, it's good for us, it's l'tov lanu. The land of Israel is a channel for God to bless us. Let us hope, and indeed we'll be blessed from all the channels. General channel of humanity where God bestows goodness to all, and specific channel, the land of Israel, which is a way for God to give us, it's like in a bank account that God has for us to withdraw from and to receive from it the goodness of God, the divine goodness. Thank you for joining us here at the Baron Hirsch Congregation for a discussion of the Parsha. Join us each week for a discussion of the Parsha. Thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. And please, don't forget to give us a like and any comments you may have. Thank you so much.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.